What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? This is Andrew, and today I have another loadout review. This time it's going to be a yummy Cobalt, a Phoenix card. That's right, guys, just look how yummy it is. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about the KE73 Classic Operative, which will feature the Hawkfear, the Caldon Pistol, and the Cricket Bat for weapons, as well as the augments Drilled, Quick Draw, and Get Up. Now, remember, just because I have this loadout in Cobalt, that does not mean you can't get this loadout in any other rarity. In fact, the bronze variant of the KE73 Classic Operative and any rarity above that will have the exact same specs. Now let's take a look at the weapons here. Now I've talked about the SMG, the Hawkfear. It's going to be the fastest firing low damage per shot SMG out of all of them in the game. Currently, the Hawkfear will hit for 9 damage per body shot, doubling up to 18 damage on headshots. It comes with 55 rounds in the magazine and will burn through that at a rate of 812 RPM. The body shot DPS is going to be 122, and this is lower than the Crossney or the KEC-10. They have around 128 or 130, and I hear a lot of people say, oh, the headshot DPS of the Hawkfear must be amazing, that's where it's at. It really isn't. If you're multiplying it by 2, you know, the headshot multiplier is 2, is going to give you 244, which is still lower than the other 2 SMGs. However, the strong point of this weapon is how accurate it is. You can really hold down the trigger. It's got pretty awesome bloom per shot, which makes landing those consistent headshots a bit more reliable. You can really just ding people in the head with this weapon. So despite the low DPS, I do enjoy using the Hawkfear just for its accuracy. Next up, we have the semi-auto pistol, the Caldon, which has to be one of my least favorite pistols. You guys probably know this already, but for finishing purposes, it will do just fine. Now, the key to using this weapon is to be accurate as hell. It will do 19 damage per shot with a max rate of fire of 361. However, I would highly recommend not spamming this weapon because it only comes with 7 rounds in the magazine and it blooms pretty quickly for each shot you take. Honestly, I play with this pistol quite a bit. You know, for whatever reason, most of my good loadouts or the loadouts I like to use have it. So I find it a bit more consistent if you slow down the shots after each shot to let the bloom reset. Now, next up is the melee weapon, which is the Cricket Bat. It will hit for 55 damage if you do the left click melee and 80 damage if you do the right click melee. Pretty standard melee weapon. It's great for finishing. It doesn't have that weird range issue that a lot of the knives have. I've noticed a lot with the knives, if you want to finish someone, you really have to like crouch down, almost teabag them to get the finish. But with Cricket Bat, it seems to be pretty consistent, at least in my experience. So next up, for augments, we have some pretty decent ones. Now, for the first one, we have Drilled, which will give you a sexy 20% reduction in reload time, which is actually quite nice given that the Hawkfear has a relatively fast reload of 1.8 seconds. Now, that combined with the fact that you can cancel the reload animation, that makes it even faster. So for those who don't know what reload animation canceling is, I'll go ahead and include a link up here. And check the description, it'll probably be in there as well. Now, next up we have Quick Draw, which will let you bring up your weapon after switching it slightly faster. Now, this isn't a huge bonus. I'm not sure exactly like how useful this is practically, but it may prove helpful since Phoenix is a medic and you will be swapping between your healing pulse, defibrillators, and your guns quite a bit. Finally, we have Get Up, which is quite nice. The max amount of HP you can heal on a revive from a fully charged defib is 100 by default. However, with Get Up, you can heal for a maximum of 150. This applies, obviously, to partially charged defibs as well, but essentially what it all boils down to is that you can spend less time charging up your defibs for more of the healing. So I guess at this point you guys are wondering, well, is this loadout any good? Is this something I should be using? And in my opinion, yes, this loadout is actually quite nice. I've lucked out on getting a half-decent Cobalt card. It plays on Phoenix's run-and-gun offensive playstyle with perks like Drilled and Quick Draw, while still retaining some of that support with Get Up. Though, I guess thinking about it now, I guess I would argue that Get Up is also a offensive perk because it allows Phoenix to spend less time charging up the defibs, and he can also raise a zombie army of downed teammates with much more HP as he would usually. So I do enjoy this loadout, however I feel like a lot of Phoenix's loadouts are fantastic anyways. This is kind of proof that the devs at Splash Damage know how to balance the loadout cards. Yay, you know, I'm happy for that, but I can only hope that they will eventually give all the other mercs the same sort of loadout love. And before I close here, I guess I should talk about the alternatives. If you want a more supportive Phoenix, the KE81 is a decent loadout as far as the Hawk Fear goes. The CR43 is similar to the one we have here, the KE73, the loadout we're reviewing today. It does feature drilled in getup, but you will be getting the Krotzny instead if that is your favorite flavor. Anyways, I hope you guys found my review of the KE73 Classic Operative for Phoenix helpful. Let me know what loadout card you guys are using for Phoenix down in the comments, and let's go for 100 likes for this video. So, thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next episode.
The real Slim Shady. All by me. The real Tony G. Oh, Swaggerino. Swagger. Only G swag. Yo, swag ass.